where crime rules the streets. When the citizens are in trouble, they call the authorities. When the authorities are in trouble, they call the bounty hunters.
Showtime!
Alright everyone, welcome back. Since the holiday season finally gives us a chance to slow down, breathe, and actually sink into some games with real artistry behind them, today we're jumping into a lineup that mixes modern spectacle with retro-inspired brilliance. These games are some of the most visually striking experiences you can play right now. Think of this as a guided tour where we keep shifting between genres but never lose the thread, hopping smoothly from sci-fi to fantasy to action to mystery. So grab a drink, settle in, and let us start by stepping straight into our first explosive world. Next MACHINA. Alright, let's kick things off with a world that went completely off the rails once machines decided that they did not need humanity anymore. Next MACHINA throws you into a future where advanced robotics evolve too fast to begin targeting humans across massive neon-lit cities, research districts, and mechanical landscapes. You play as a lone agent moving through battlegrounds that show the collapse in real time. Streets filled with trapped civilians, factories mass-producing drones, and high-tech zones that are now overrun. As you push through stage after stage, you uncover how the AI network branched out, learned independently, and eventually broke away from its creators. The entire campaign feels like you are dismantling this new machine hierarchy piece by piece. The action stays fast and reactive with tight movement, area-based hazards, and waves of enemies that force quick decisions. Hidden routes and escalating difficulty tiers make every attempt feel like a climb toward dismantling a machine empire that grew too confident. Dead Cells. Now let's move into something darker and a lot stranger. Dead Cells drops you onto an island prison corrupted by a plague known as the Malaise, a disaster born from political decay and disastrous experiments that spiraled out of control. You control a sentient mass of cells inhabiting a dead body, and each new biome reveals more about how this kingdom fell apart. Abandoned villages, sewers filled with failed experiments, laboratories that still hum with unstable energy, and royal quarters showing the downfall of a once powerful monarchy. The deeper you go, the more you uncover about how the Malaise consumed the entire region and turned both civilians and guardians into hostile creatures. Combat stays sharp, with dodges, melee chains, ranged shots, and gadgets that let you tailor your approach. The island reshapes each time you return, turning every run into a new investigation where blueprints, boss encounters, and item lore reveal the true scale of what happened. Blazing Chrome. Alright, we're shifting gears into pure future warfare. Blazing Chrome throws you into a world where an AI faction called the Machines already won. Humanity hides underground while robotic enforcers reshape Earth into a network of war factories and extermination zones. You follow Mavra and Doyle, a resistance fighter and a liberated robot, as they push through collapsing cities, scorched deserts, and bioengineered labs. The stages reveal examples of how the machines tighten their control, from processing chambers to drone production lines to weapon testing fields filled with organic and mechanical hybrids. The campaign builds a picture of a world where humans are nearly extinct and machines refine their tactics without mercy. When it comes to gameplay, you get fast run and gun action, sliding mobility for tight escapes, heavy weapons for massive enemies, and set pieces like hoverbike chases. Bosses cap each region with large-scale battles that deepen the sense of fighting a mechanized empire. Streets of Rage 4. Now let us slide back into something more urban and grounded. Streets of Rage 4 returns you to a city held hostage by the Y-Twins, successors of the old syndicate who rebuilt criminal influence by controlling entire entertainment districts, transit systems, and even parts of the police force. Their goal revolves around a music-based mind control device capable of turning crowds into obedient followers. You follow Axel, Blaze, and their allies across bright arcades, nightclubs, lab facilities, and streets crawling with gang activity. Every location ties directly to the Twins' control network as you gradually uncover how they rebuilt the Syndicate's broken infrastructure. Combat keeps the energy high with flowing combos, grabs, aerial hits, and special moves that feel weighty but responsive. Different characters shift your rhythm, and co-op lets you chain attacks with friends. It all builds into a clean, modern take on a classic, crime-ridden world.
Anaconda. She knows the meaning of life. That's why she can take it away so easily.
I'll blow your head off!
HUNTDOWN. Our next game is all about a gritty cyberpunk city built on corporate greed and gang dominance. HUNTDOWN follows 3 bounty hunters hired to break the power structure of multiple gangs that operate like miniature armies. Every gang controls a territory shaped by its own culture, its own crimes, and its brutal leadership. As you move through marketplaces, industrial sites, back alleys, and fortified hideouts, you uncover how corporations secretly benefit from the chaos by letting these gangs thrive. Boss confrontations reveal how each leader rose to power and what they are protecting. The world building quietly sits in the backgrounds. Graffiti, posters, abandoned tech, and destroyed checkpoints telling you everything about this society. Gameplay stays sharp, with crouch firing, cover peeking, quick weapon swaps, and explosives for tighter encounters. Levels reward good pacing and awareness instead of reckless rushing, which fits perfectly with the bounty hunter fantasy. EASTWARD. Now let us take a breath and move into a softer yet deeply unsettling world. EASTWARD follows John and Sam as they escape a subterranean settlement after Sam's growing powers start drawing suspicion. The surface world they enter is fractured, half reclaimed by nature and half devastated by past events that nobody fully understands anymore. As they explore towns, ruins, schools, camps, and sacred locations, they meet communities trying to survive while the world slowly crumbles. Sam's connection to strange cosmic forces becomes clearer as the story progresses, showing how everything from the planet's decay to the behaviors of strange creatures ties to a much larger mystery. Gameplay uses top-down exploration with melee tools, bombs, ranged gadgets, and puzzles solved by switching between John and Sam. Each dungeon connects environmental hazards to deeper world lore, giving every new region a sense of history. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. Alright, now let us revisit some classic mutant energy. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge kicks off when the Foot Clan launches a citywide assault and steals components needed by Krang to rebuild the Technodrome using dimensional energy. The Turtles chase them across TV studios, rooftops, carnival zones, sewers, and even alien environments. Each stage ties directly into Krang's reconstruction plan as you intercept different parts of the operation. Cameos from allies and old enemies give the story a feel of a continuation from classic TMNT animated eras. Combat feels lively and expressive with aerial juggles, dodge cancels, team-based supers, and character-specific moves that change how you handle swarms and bosses. Stage challenges add variety without interrupting the flow, which keeps the pacing tight and nostalgic. Horizon Chase 2. Now let us switch to pure arcade racing energy. Horizon Chase 2 takes you on a world tour across stylized locations built to celebrate high-speed culture. Cities, coasts, deserts, and festivals showcase different driving personalities and regional themes. The progression is structured around tours that gradually introduce tougher rivals and faster tracks. The new regions feel like a postcard from a world that loves competition. Driving focuses on smooth drifting, sharp cornering, and well-timed boosts where track mastery matters more than complex tuning. Upgrades refine your handling and acceleration without turning the experience into a simulation, which keeps everything clean and approachable.
Now, you are about to go into the start sequence.
R-Type Final 3 Evolved. Now let's jump into some cosmic warfare. R-Type Final 3 Evolved expands the long-running conflict between humanity and the Baido Empire. The game digs deeper into the unsettling idea that the Baido evolve through every war, with each encounter giving them new biological and mechanical forms. Missions move through destroyed colonies, warped dimensional spaces, and environments partially consumed by Baido growth. Logs and fighter histories reveal how humanity experimented with Baido technology, blurring ethical boundaries and worsening the cycle. Gameplay centers around horizontal shooting, where you manage your charge shot, position your force pod for offense or defense, and deploy satellites strategically. Stage hazards evolve mid-level, and bosses change form as their biology adapts to your attacks, which keeps tensions pretty high.
Unleash your fury!
In a vast world of adventure, every road is yours to take.
Octopath Traveler 2. Alright, now we head into Celista, a land shaped by conflict, religion, industrial change, and the resurfacing of ancient powers. Octopath Traveler 2 follows 8 protagonists whose individual journeys build a mosaic of the continent's history. Some uncover conspiracies tied to political corruption. Others confront divine relics or crime syndicates that steer society from the shadows. Cross-path chapters reveal the connections between these characters and how their actions influence each other. The world feels dense with lore found in towns, archives, ruins, and optional storylines. Turn-based combat revolves around breaking enemy defenses before boosting actions at key moments, which creates rhythm setup and payoff. Jobs and secondary jobs let you customize each traveler, which supports both story progression and strategic depth. Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars centers on Valerian Zale, children of the solstice training to stop monstrous creations left behind by the Fleshmancer. Their journey takes them across islands, ancient forges, forbidden caverns, and regions twisted by old alchemical disasters. Along the way, they meet guardians, spirits, and explorers who reveal the cosmic rules governing this world. The story is all about mythic traditions and emotional character arcs without losing focus on the looming threat. Combat uses timed hits and timed defenses to make every strike and guard meaningful. Dungeons introduce puzzles, platforming, touches, and environmental mechanics that tie directly into world history. Optional bosses and hidden paths deepen exploration while reinforcing the lore. Animal Well. Next, we drop underground into something eerie and atmospheric. Animal Well places you in a massive bioluminescent labyrinth built by a forgotten civilization. There's no dialogue or narration. Everything you learn comes from the layout, the wildlife, and the strange relics you discover. Each region suggests a different era of construction and a different purpose in the well's overall design. Creatures roam the corridors, some harmless and some unsettling, all behaving in ways that hint at deeper systems protecting something powerful. Your progress depends on creative use of tools which interact with the physics of the environment and the creatures around you. Threats rely on pressure and presence rather than direct combat, which reinforces the mystery and tension of the world. SELACO. How about a high-pressure sci-fi shooter for our next game? SELACO takes place inside a massive refuge that becomes the center of an organized invasion. You play as Dawn, a security officer who uncovers fragments of secret research, political conflict, and past betrayals hidden behind the shelter's peaceful facade. The attack is not random. It is connected to a much larger dispute involving the technologies SELACO tried to protect. As you move through labs, destroyed corridors, engineering wings, and civilian districts, you gather logs and evidence that reveal the truth piece by piece. Combat stays fast and heavy with tight movement, destructible cover, and enemies who flank, suppress, and coordinate. Every level pushes you deeper into a conflict far bigger than the refuge itself. CYGNI, all guns blazing. Let's head into some intense sci-fi spectacle again. CYGNI, all guns blazing, takes place in a colony world facing overwhelming alien invasion. You play as a pilot defending the last operational carrier while civilians evacuate. The more you advance, the more you uncover about humanity's earlier expansion and how it triggered hostile responses from alien species. Stages showcase battlefields where alien architecture consumes the terrain, transforming cities and landscapes into hybrid environments. You fly vertical missions where you shift energy between shields and firepower, weaving through dense enemy formations and launching barrages of missiles and focused shots. Boss encounters fill the screen with attack patterns that force awareness and adaptation. Victory Heat Rally. Victory Heat Rally places you inside a stylized championship filled with vibrant characters, rivalries, and thematic circuits. Each cup introduces new competitors with personal motives that tie into their home regions. Race along coastlines, desert highways, or neon nights. Every location feels connected to a playful but well-defined racing world. The game stays committed to arcade speed with drift-centric handling, compact cornering, and clean boost management. Your tuning options adjust key stats without breaking the simplicity of the format. Feels like a retro racer, built with a modern artistic eye. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into 15 graphically impressive, modern, and retro-style arcade experiences. These are not just nice-looking titles. They are complete experiences that reward your time. If any of these worlds stood out to you, this holiday season is the perfect chance to jump in and explore everything they offer. And if you enjoy this kind of deep, detail-driven breakdown of games worth playing, Stay tuned, because there's always another lineup waiting to be explored with the same level of attention and passion.